जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज विहारी गोपीजन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रज जनरंजन यमुनतीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव राधा माधव राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय जय प्रभुपाद 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 जय श्रील प्रभुपाद ओम प्रेमानंदे हरि ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरशत ISKCON BBT founder Acharya His Divine Grace Abhay Sharanamind Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki jai Samveta Bhakta Vrinda ki jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai Shri Navadip Mayapur Dham ki jai Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Nitinamane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि श्री गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे Hare Krishna. Srimad Bhagavatam. We are reading from 3rd canto, 15th chapter, text number 46. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo भगवते वासुदेवाय। कुमारा ऊचुः यः अंतर्हितः हृदि गतः अपि durātmanāṁ tvam yantarhito hṛdi gatopi durātmanāṁ tam saha adya eva naha nayana-mūlam rāddhaḥ ananta rāddhaḥ yarhy so dyaiva no nayana-mūlam adya yarhi eva karṇa-vivareṇa guhāṁ gataḥ naha yarhi eva karṇa-vivareṇa guhāṁ gataḥ pitrānuvarṇita-rahā bhavat-udbhavena pitrānuvarṇita-rahā bhavat-udbhavena kumārā ūcuḥ yo antarhito gatopi durātmanāṁ tam sadaiva nayana-mūlam ananta rāddhaḥ yarhi eva karṇa-vivareṇa guhāṁ gataḥ pitrānuvarṇita-rahā bhavat-udbhavena kumārā ūcuḥ yo antarhito hṛdi gatopi durātmanāṁ tam adya sadaiva nayana-mūlam ananta. Any Vaishnavis? No? Okay. Kumārā ūcuḥ. The Kumāras said, Yaha, he who, antarhitaḥ, not manifested, hṛdi, in the heart. Gataḥ is seated. Api, even though. Durātmanāṁ, to the rascals. Tvam, you. Saha, he. Adya, today. Eva, certainly. Naha, of us. Nayana-mūlam, face to face. Ananta, O unlimited one. Rāddhaḥ, attained. Yarhy, when. Eva, certainly. karṇa-vivareṇa, through the years. Guhāṁ, intelligence. Gataḥ, have attained. Naha, our. Pitra, by our father. Varṇita, described. Rahā, mysterious. Bhavat-udbhavena, by your appearance. Translation and purport given by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Kumāra said, Our dear Lord, you are not manifested to rascals, even though you are seated within the heart of everyone. But as far as we are concerned, we see you face to face, although you are unlimited. The statements we have heard about you from our father Brahma through the years have now been actually realized by your kind appearance. Purport: the so-called yogis who concentrate their mind or meditate upon the impersonal or void are described here. This verse of Srimad Bhagavatam describes persons who are expected to be very expert yogis engaged in meditation, but who do not find the Supreme Personality of Godhead seated within the heart. These persons are described here as durātma, which means a person who has a very crooked heart or a less intelligent person, just opposite to a mahatma, which means one who has a broad heart. Those so-called yogis who, although engaged in meditation, are not broad-hearted, cannot find the four-headed Narayana form, even though he is seated within their heart. Although the first realization of the Supreme Absolute Truth is impersonal Brahman, one should not remain satisfied with experiencing the impersonal effulgence of the Supreme Lord. In the Ishopanishad also, the devotees praise that the glaring effulgence of Brahman may be removed from his eyes so that he can see the real personal feature of the Lord and thus satisfied himself fully. Similarly, although the Lord is not visible in the beginning because of his glaring bodily effulgence, if a devotee sincerely wants to see him, the Lord is revealed to him. It is said in Bhagavad Gita that the Lord cannot be seen by our imperfected eyes, he cannot be heard by our imperfected ears, and he cannot be experienced by our imperfect sense. But if one engages in devotional service with faith and devotion, then God reveals himself. Here the four sages, Sanat Kumāra, Sanatana, Sanandana and Sanaka, are described as actually sincere devotees. Although they had heard from their father Brahma about the personal feature of the Lord, only the impersonal feature Brahman was revealed to them. But because they were sincerely searching for the Lord, they finally saw his personal feature directly. which corresponded with the description given by their father. They thus became fully satisfied. Here they express their gratitude because although they were foolish impersonalists in the beginning, by the grace of the Lord, they could now have the good fortune to see His personal feature. Another significant aspect of this verse is that the sages describe their experience of hearing from their father Brahma, who was born of the Lord directly. In other words, the disciplic succession from the Lord to Brahma, and from Brahma to Narada, and from Narada to Vyasa, and so on, is accepted here. Because the Kumāras were sons of Brahma, they had the opportunity to learn Vedic knowledge from the disciplic succession of Brahma, and therefore, in spite of their impersonalist beginnings, they became, in the end, direct seers of the personal feature of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Hari Om Tat Sat. Vishnu Padaya Krishna Krishna. So, it's a very significant, so many significant points mentioned here in this verse, especially when the Kumāras, they went to Vaikuntha to meet Lord, and finally their meeting happened, took place with Lord, then they were transformed from impersonalist. Srila Prabhupada very categorically mentioned they are foolish impersonalist. So impersonal, it's not that the Shanak Shanandan were foolish, but actually the stress is on the impersonalist who are foolish, because Lord has His form, and which is the most exquisitely beautiful. Even the Koti Kandarpa, Kandarpa Koti Kamadya Vishesha Shobham, millions and billions of cupids are subdued by His form. But how come the people say that Lord has no form? He has no form, your father has no form, but you have form. Foolish. Fool number one. If I have form, that means my father also have a form. So this foolish impersonalists, they don't understand that. So the four Kumāras, they mention that you are seated within everyone's heart, but unless you reveal yourself to them, we cannot see. They cannot see you. So this is a point to be thought upon, because ultimately the Krishna consciousness depends, the progress in Krishna consciousness depends on the mercy, the grace of the Lord, causeless mercy. Even the Lord is situated within the heart. Without Him, want us to see Him, we cannot see. Therefore Krishna also spoke in Bhagavad-gita, Naham prakasa sarvasya yogamaya samabrita. Interestingly, in the same chapter, Krishna said, I am everywhere. I am situated everywhere. There is no existence other than me. And there is no existence above me, there is no existence other than me. So I am situated everywhere. Everything is within me. But the foolish cannot see, because Naham, I do not reveal myself. Prakash, I do not reveal to everyone. Yogamaya samabrita. So it's not that Krishna is being covered by Yogamaya, because no one can cover Krishna unless he wants. But it is our vision which is actually covered by the influence of Yogamaya. Krishna wants that we don't. If Krishna wants that we don't want, we will not know Him, then we cannot know Him. If Krishna wants us to know Him, then only we can know Him. Therefore, the yogis, the karmis, the jnanis, unless they take the path of Krishna consciousness, pure bhakti, it is not easy to see Krishna within the heart. The Paramatmavadis, the yogis, their seeing of Krishna or Lord Narayana within their heart also depends on Vishnu's mercy. If Krishna is not merciful, the Lord is not merciful, then they cannot see him. So this is one devotional conclusion, that we have to depend on Krishna's mercy. Ishwarer kripa lesh hoyto jahare sei to Ishwar tattva janibare pare. Unless Lord gives out his mercy, causeless mercy to the jiva cannot know him, can't see him. And then we also see from the pastimes of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Prakashananda Saraswati, the impersonalist Prakashananda was saying that he was giving explanation on Vedanta Sutra. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, I can clearly understand the sutras, but I don't understand your explanation. Your purports I don't understand. Usually people understand the commentary, they don't understand the shlokas, the sutras. Mahaprabhu said the shlokas are self-effulgent. Why are you covering up? So now the question may be arisen that if the formulas, the sutras are, and the aphorisms are self-evident or self-explanatory or self-illuminated, then why does a commentary needed on that? That is also a valid question, because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said it is self-evident. Why are you covering up? So if Mayavadi Bhashya, the Mayavadi commentary is not enough, it's actually covering up the main shlokas, then why the Vaishnavas also given commentary on that? Or why, like Srila Prabhupada has written the commentary, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur or Bhaktivinoda Thakur, they have written commentary in Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam and so on. Why? So the answer is that yes, Vedanta Sutra is self-evident, is self-explanatory, but because of our contamination of the three modes of the material nature, even though it is self-evident, but the self-evident is not evident to us. Therefore, it is like the sun is self-effulgent, but when there is a cloud, then we can't see him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave the analogy that you are covering up the Vedanta Sutra like clouds, because that is the role of the job of Mayavadis. They have to cover it, the main original meaning they have to cover, they will cover it. But when the Vaishnavas explain Vedanta Sutra, their explanations are not like clouds, but their explanation is actually removing the clouds of our vision, what we see. Because of this contaminations, we can't understand what the Vedanta Sutra says. Therefore, the Vaishnava commentaries actually removes those clouding. And then we can, that self-effulgence, like the sun is effulgent, but because of the cloud we can't see. So Vaishnava commentaries are like, they take one, say, a powerful tool to remove those clouds, and then we can, the self-effulgent sun becomes effulgent to us. So this is very much needed. Therefore the Kumāra said that we have heard this from our father, Brahma. And even though Brahmaji, the father, have already explained what is Lord's form, but till the time Lord gave his mercy to them, he was gracious to them, they could not understand that form. So this also underscores the point that one has to first hear and then one can see. First comes Shravanam, then comes Darshan. So without Shravan, we can't properly see Krishna. As Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada would always say, that one has to see Krishna through eyes. Through ears, not through eyes. Through ears. One has to see Krishna through ears. So we have to see Krishna through ears. Shravanam, then Darshanam. So first they heard, and that hearing was also from a bona fide personality. So if we go and just listen from anybody, any random person, it will not help us. We have to hear from an authorized and bona fide person, who is Lord Brahma. In this case was Krishna's first son. So they heard from a bona fide spiritual master, and then when they were graced by Krishna, then they could see. So that is the process. Ado Shraddha. We have to put initial faith on the words of the spiritual master. So in this context, Srila Prabhupada, he made the point that the importance of disciplic succession. We may think that we don't need disciplic succession, we can directly jump and understand Krishna. That is not possible. First of all, you have to hear, and then after hearing, your hearing will be effective when Lord is giving the mercy. So Prabhupada writes, another significant aspect of this verse is that the sages describe their experiences of hearing from their father Brahma, who was born of the Lord directly. In other words, the disciplic succession from the Lord of Brahma, and from Brahma to Narada, from Narada to Vyasa, and so on. So on is accepted here. And that proper channel, disciplic succession, is still going on. Some people, they don't want to accept disciplic succession, they say that okay, we can take Prabhupada books, we can understand. So even we can see in the case of Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, as we are saying, these are also very clear verses. Still we need Srila Prabhupada commentary, because when Prabhupada explains, it becomes more clearer to us. And then again, when Srila Prabhupada's followers, they explain it with their own realization, by the mercy of Krishna, it becomes more vivid to us. So therefore, one has to come in contact with the person Bhagavatam. Frequently it has been described in the scriptures. If we take Bhagavata, book Bhagavata, and just we keep on reading, we won't understand. Even though it is self-explanatory, we will not understand that. We need someone who has to come and explain it, because they have released this Srimad Bhagavatam. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna speaks in 10.8 that when they know about me, that I am the source of everything, everything emanates from me, aham sarvasya prabhavo matta sarvam pravartate, then what do? Param Buddha bhava shamanita, the intellectual persons, the intelligent persons, and the persons who has bhava within their heart, they worship me. And the next verse says, what is the process of worshipping? Machitta, madgata prana, bodhayanta parasparam. So you take one book, you read by yourself. Then what is the point of bodhayanta parasparam? Why Krishna has spoken that one has to sit and discuss this? Kathayantasya mam nityam. If I don't need anybody else, I alone can understand, then there is no point of saying bodhayanta parasparam. So that means paraspara means you need at least two persons. So that means we have to hear. And Swarup Damodar also told, that Bengali poet who went and wrote some poem which was full of discrepancies, and Swarup Damodar, Jaho Bhagavato Parogiya Bhagavato Sthane. You have to approach a Bhagavat person, Bhagavat, study under him, then you will understand. So therefore we can't just neglect and negate the importance of studying, discussing among the devotee community, among the devotees who are realized souls, especially. Madchitta, madgata prana, vodhayanta parasparam. And also that discussion should not happen, should not take place among some casual, ordinary person. Somebody who is madchitta, madgata prana. Such kind of persons we need. One whose Prabhupada translated as one whose thoughts dwell in me. That my devotees' thought dwell in me. So they are always in Krishna consciousness. Just like we work outside, and at the end of the day we come back home. because that's our shelter. So devotees, they may be doing so many activities, so many services, but actually their thoughts always dwells in Krishna. Just like home is a peaceful place, materially speaking, similarly in the devotee's case, thoughts of Krishna is their real home. They always dwell in Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's forms, Krishna's qualities, and so on. So that is the main, most powerful, most strongest tool to become Krishna conscious, hearing from a realized person. Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport of 6.8 Bhagavad Gita that only by mere academic knowledge one cannot understand Krishna. One is to approach a person who is realized in the knowledge of pure devotion. So we see that even, what to speak of the ordinary devotees, even Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself followed that. When he was planning to travel to South India, then Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said that when you go to South India, my humble request is that do not miss to meet Ramananda Rai, because before meeting you, my dear Lord, I was misunderstanding him. I had a wrong conception about him. But after I came in contact with you, I understood that there is no such person available in the whole world equal to Ramananda Rai in rasa, in bhakti. So he is the fittest person to be associated with you. So whenever you go, please meet him. So Ramananda Rai was the governor of South India, especially, not South India, whole South India. He was governor of East and West Godavari, the current day is Andhra, and working under Maharaj Prataprudra. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he started his travel to South India, after visiting Simhachalam, he came to the bank of Godavari. So he met Ramananda Rai there. So we'll read from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita that particular section from there. Purvavat Vaishnava Kori Shabalokagan Godavari Tire Prabhu Aila Kotodin. As previously Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu converted to Vaishnavism many people he met on the road. After some days, the Lord reached the banks of the river Godavari. Godavari dekhi hoilo Jamuna smaran, Tirevon dekhi smriti hoilo Vrindavan. When he saw the river Godavari, the Lord remembered the river Jamuna, and when he saw the forest on the banks of the river, he remembered Sri Vrindavan Dham. Sri Vrindavan Dham, which is situated on the banks of Yamuna, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought Godavari, he considered Godavari as Yamuna, and the beautiful, the greeneries around the side of Godavari, he found them as Vrindavan Dham. Shei bane kotokkhon kori nritya gan, Godavari par hoiya taha koilo snan. After performing his usual chanting and dancing for some time in the forest, the Lord crossed the river and took his bath on the other bank. Ghat chhari koto dure jalosannidhane, boshi prabhu kore Krishna naam sankirtane. After bathing in the river, the Lord walked a little distance from the bathing place and engaged in chanting the holy name of Krishna. Henokale dolai chori Ramananda Rai, snan koribare aila bajna bajai. At that time, accompanied by the sounds of music, Ramananda Rai came there on a palanquin to take his bath. Tar sange bahu aila vaidika brahman, vidhi mate koilo teho snanadi arpan. Many Brahmanas, following the Vedic principles, accompanied Ramananda Rai. According to the Vedic rituals, Ramananda Rai took his birth and offered oblations to his forefathers. Prabhutare dekhi janilo ei Ramorai, tahare milite prabhur mon uthidhai. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he understood that this is Ramananda Rai. He could understood that the person who had come to bathe in the river was Ramananda Rai. The Lord wanted so much to meet him that his mind immediately began running after him. Tathapi dhurjo dhuri prabhu rohila boshiya Ramananda aila apurva shunnasi dekhiya. Although Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was running after him mentally, he patiently remained sitting. Ramananda Rai, seeing the wonderful sannyasi, then came to see him. So, very important point here. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as soon as he saw Ramananda Rai, he was actually ready to speak to him. But at the same time, because of some specific reason, he could not go. He did not go. He was sitting and mentally he ran towards Ramananda Rai. The reason is that there were some people around him who were not sajatiya, who were not like-minded. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he held back and he was waiting Ramananda to approach him. Surya shato shamakanti orunavasan Shubholito prakanda deho kamololochan. The beauty of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is described here. Srila Ramananda Rai then saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to be as brilliant as 100 suns. The Lord was covered by a saffron garment. He was large in body and very strongly built, and his eyes were like lotus petals. Dekhiya tahar mone hoilo chamatkar, ashiya korilo dandavat namaskar. When Ramananda Rai saw the wonderful sannyasi, he was struck with wonder. He went to him and immediately offered his respectful obeisances, falling down flat like a rod. Uthi Prabhu kahe utho, kaho Krishna Krishna, tare alingite Prabhu hriday shatrishna. The Lord stood up and asked Ramananda Rai to arise and chant the holy name of Krishna. Indeed, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was very eager to embrace him. Mahaprabhu actually it was very difficult for him. Whenever a Premi Bhakta meets another Premi Bhakta, it is difficult for him to resist himself. He wants to embrace, just like, because both of their heart is imbued with pure prema. Krishna resides in their heart. Therefore, as soon as they meet, they want to embrace each other. So Mahaprabhu was impatiently waiting when he can embrace Ramananda Rai. The Mahaprabhu embraced him and he asked, Tathapi puchilo tumi Rai Ramananda, teho kahe shei ho das shudramanda. Mahaprabhu asked, are you Ramananda? Mahaprabhu understood that this is Ramananda Rai. By his external symptoms, as Sharum Bhattacharya already narrated, it is easy to understand that a devotee who has deep attachment, love for Krishna, is like an effulgent sun. Even though you try to cover the sun, but there will be some symptoms that the sun has already risen. You can see that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asking him, if you are Ramananda Rai. He said, yes, I am your very low servant and I belong to the Shudra community. This is very interesting. Mahaprabhu said, are you Ramananda Rai? And Ramananda Rai was the governor. He could say, yes, I am the governor of Godavari Ramananda Rai. He said, no, I am the Shudra Ramananda Rai. So he said, I am your servant. So a devotee in every situation is well established in his original position. That is the servant of 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 Krishna. So he could have easily thought that this sannyasi already knows my name. That means I am so famous. I must be so famous, otherwise how he can know me? So he could have replied like that, yes, I am Ramananda Rai, the governor of Godavari. No. He said, no, I am the Shudra Ramananda, your servant, your lowly servant. So this is a great lesson for us. The cardinal principle of Krishna consciousness, that one should think himself as lower than the straw in the street. So we can speak that verse, every day we can recite that, but to put it in practical application is the real test, whether I am really considering me as a Trinada Pisunichana. So Ramananda Rai, by his, see the true intelligent person can easily be understood by the way they speak. As soon as they open their mouth, their expression is that I am the lowly. But the haughty person, the person who was very much arrogant, even though they are put in the association of humble person, they can never become humble. They'll always show express their pride. Tabe tare Prabhu koilo dhiro alingan premaveshe Prabhu bhritto dohe achetan. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then embraced Sri Ramananda Rai very firmly. Indeed, both the master and the servant almost lost consciousness due to ecstatic love. So that is a symptom of ecstatic love. Many a times we use this word, ecstatic dancing, ecstatic kirtan, ecstatics, everything ecstatic. But the ecstatic symptom is here. The true ecstatic, this is the symptom, that they will lose their consciousness. There will be no bodily consciousness. If I say that kirtan was ecstatic kirtan, and he became very famous by that ecstatic kirtan. And he also, the person who sang, they also became very proud. Yes, I am an ecstatic kirtaniya. Then how can you say it is ecstatic kirtan? Ecstatic means there is no bodily conception. It's fully like Srila Prabhupada when he was chanting in the Tompkins Square Park. That was ecstatic kirtan. Very simple. With one pair of kartal he was saying, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. That was ecstatic, because Prabhupada had no bodily conception. He did not know that whether it is America, it is Vrindavan, there is no difference for him. That's called ecstatic kirtan. Swabhavik prem duha rudaya korila, duha alingya duhe bhumite porila. Their natural love for each other was awakened in them both, and they embraced and fell to the ground. Stambha shed ashrukampa pulaka vaivarna, duhar mukhete shuni gad gad Krishna varna. When they embraced each other, ecstatic symptoms, paralysis, perspiration, tears, shivering, paleness, and standing up of the bodily hairs appeared. The word Krishna came from their mouths falteringly. So we have to cross-check when we are meeting with pure devotees. Are we chanting Krishna Krishna? Mahaprabhu when he met the Kulingram devotees, they are asking, who is a Vaishnava? So Mahaprabhu was giving different answers, different grades. So he said, Jahare dekhile mukhe aishe Krishna naam, tahare janiyo tumi Vaishnava pradhan. Just by seeing the person, Krishna naam, Krishna's name will appear on your tongue. then you will understand that he is the best Vaishnava, best among the Vaishnava, just by seeing him. So just by seeing Ramananda Rai, Mahaprabhu was chanting Hare Krishna, and by seeing Mahaprabhu, Ramananda Rai was chanting Hare Krishna. So they both are that Vaishnava Pradhan. Dekhiya Brahman Ganer Hoila Chamatkar, Boidike Brahman Shab Kare no Vichar, Eito Sannashir Dekhi Tej Brahmasama, Shudre Alingiya Kane Kare no Krandana. So the Brahmins were thinking, they were mesmerized by seeing both of their behavior, but they are thinking, they thought, we can see that this sannyasi has a luster like the effulgence of Brahman. But how is it he is crying upon embracing a Shudra? They could not understand. A member of the fourth caste in the social order? Ei Maharaj Mahapandita Gambhir Sannashir Sparshe Matta Hoila Asthir. They thought this Ramananda Rai is the governor of Madras, a highly learned and grave person, a Mahapandita, but upon touching this sannyasi, he has become restless like a madman? How is this possible? He is a grave person, he is a kingly person, and he is a sannyasi. Both are very grave person, but both have become mad. Srila Prabhupada wrote to Srila Sadhguru Maharaj in 1972, 10th April, he wrote a letter. I am still considering that when you all will become mad for Krishna, because that is the purpose I have established ISKCON. I don't know how things will go on in future. So whatever we do in our movement, finally we have to become mad for Krishna. This transcendental madness is the ultimate goal of life. So Srila Prabhupada wrote in one, Srila Prabhupada spoke in one conversation that if you, let me read that. Yes, this is from a lecture, not conversation, lecture 7th May 1972 during the Panchatattva installation of Honolulu. So this is a long conversation, I am just reading one portion of it to that point directly. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught that way, that is, that if you want to cry for Krishna, then no more crying for this material world. Finished. If you want to cry for Krishna, no more crying for the material world. It could be two meaning actually. If you want to cry for Krishna, then you should not cry for the material world. If you cry for material world, you can never cry for Krishna. And the other meaning is that once you can cry for Krishna, then there is no more crying for the material world. So, would you like to cry for the material world? The devotees? They don't want to cry for material world, because this material world anyway, it is transitory, it's temporary. So the tears are actually the most valuable asset one can ever have. So tears is the expression of feelings. So that tear should only be shed for Krishna, not for the material world. So Prabhupada said that no more crying for the material world, finished. If you can once learn how to cry for Krishna, then you will no more cry for this material world. You have to learn, Prabhupada said you have to learn. So learning happens how? Just by taking one book? Can you learn? No. You have to take the book, go to a school or university, study under the teacher, the professor. They will teach you how to study that subject. Similarly, Prabhupada said you have to learn, means you have to associate with someone who is always crying for Krishna. So that's the goal of life, to cry for Krishna. That is Vedanta. Such a powerful statement, Prabhupada said, If you can once learn how to cry for Krishna, then you will no more cry for this material world. That is Vedanta. Means that is the conclusion of all Vedic scriptures. You have to cry for Krishna. I am not saying, Srila Prabhupada is saying. Try to feel separation for Krishna. Separation from the nonsense material world. Separation from Krishna and separation from the nonsense material world. Means you should feel the separation from Krishna. Krishna, I am yours, but from time immemorial, I am in separation of you. I am disconnected with you. So kindly reconnect me with yourself. And feel separation from the material world. No, means you separate the material world from you. Be only connected with Krishna. Everyone is suffering or hankering. Either hankering, one who has not got this, he has hankering, and one who has but lost it, he is lamenting. This is the activity. But Krishna consciousness means once you hanker after Krishna, there will be no more lamentation. Here the lamentation is, the Prabhupada is talking about the lamentation of the 6 Goswamis Vrindavan. See, here the lamentation is, I could not find Krishna, not that I have lost him. No, first you have to get Krishna, then there is a question of loss. But once you get, there is no more loss. That is Krishna consciousness. Once you get Krishna, there is no more loss. You get it forever and you enjoy with Krishna. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's philosophy in nutshell. So one who says, no, we are all Pandit, scholar. No, only being Pandit, scholar will not help you. Buddha, bhava samanita. You should have feelings for Krishna. All this scriptural study, this yagya, this dana, brata, nama, japa, the ultimate purpose is to make you fall in love with Krishna. If you don't fall in love with Krishna, then there is useless. The whole practice of Krishna consciousness is useless. Finally, you have to fall in love with Krishna. So, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is showing this here, Ramananda Rai. And so, ei mato vipragan bhabe mone mon bijatiyo lok dekhi Prabhu koilo sangvaran. While the Brahmanas were thinking in this way about the activities of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw those outsiders and restrained his transcendental emotions. So there is transcendental emotion, but sometimes the devotees, they restrain their madness, they restrain their tears, they restrain their transcendental emotions from the outsiders. Vijatiya means outsiders. So it is significant, interesting to see that they are all Brahmanas, but Mahaprabhu said they are Vijatiya. So even though someone would become a first-class Brahmana with 9 qualities, but if he has no love for Krishna, if he doesn't understand the dealings, the exchanges between 2 Premi Bhaktas, then he is useless. He is Vijatiya, he is outsider. So Mahaprabhu restrained himself. He said, no, I will not now continue this. So they were maintaining some official exchanges in front of them. Then afterwards, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told Ramananda Rai, okay, now I am not getting so much happiness because of these people. Not you, means those people. So Mahaprabhu said, let us meet at night, tonight. And for 10 days, they had Krishna Katha there. And that's the famous Ramananda Sambad. We know that it's a huge topic. We are not going to discuss this here. Mahaprabhu said that this is Sharam Bhattacharya's mercy on me that he let me associate with you. So this is a point to be noted. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that by the mercy of Sarvabhauma, I met you. Ramananda also said that Sharam Bhattacharya is very merciful upon me, therefore he requested you to meet me, so that I can understand, I can realize my own lower position and I can hear from you. So in that way they were exchanging. But the point here is that if someone is a Premi Bhakta, then he will help the other Bhaktas to become a Premi Bhakta. He will send them to another Premi Bhakta and go and meet him. Because that's the whole purpose, Vodanta Parasparam. So this is something very deep, but at the same time very important point for us to understand in our Krishna consciousness movement. Let us build a Sajatiya Sangha. Srila Prabhupada writes on the purport of 3:29:17 that friendship should be cemented between the persons of mutual interest and understanding. That is called Sajatiya, Prabhupada wrote in the purport. So, like-minded devotees should come together and discuss about Krishna. And finally what happened? Ramananda Rai was requested by Chaitanya Prabhu, or not requested, he was ordered by Chaitanya Prabhu, you give up this government job, come back to Puri, your birthplace. Ramananda Rai was from Alarnath actually. She said, you come back to Puri and what will you do? We'll discuss about so many other things? No, he said, we'll discuss about Prem Katha, about Radha Krishna pastimes. So Ramananda Rai gave up his job. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. If you once get the touch of Mahaprabhu's mercy, all your government position will go. You'll become bhikari, beggar of the street. He made Rupa Sanatan beggar, he made Ramananda Rai beggar. So that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy. As soon as you get Mahaprabhu's mercy, you become beggar. You give up everything and you sit with Premi Bhaktas and discuss about Krishna. That's how Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai was relishing every night in the presence of Sharup Damodar. So today is Ramananda Rai's disappearance. So we pray to the lotus feet of Ramananda Rai that he blesses us. He blesses us that we also get the association of Premi Bhaktas in our life and thus make our life successful. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shramita Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. It's sharp 9 o'clock. Do we have 1 minute to take any question? If there is any question. Our in-charge Prabhu is here. If he gives permission, then. Okay, no question, then we'll end here. Srila Prabhupada ki Vansha Kalpataruvasya Kripasana